All right, today, welcome back to another episode. Today I'm chatting with one of my members, Diane DeProphetis. She's a Niagara photographer, Diane DeProphetis Photography. I've seen her work, it's beautiful. So today I thought I want to bring something different to the episode, real life stories of real people who decided to put their health first at the top of the list during a pandemic. Everyone deserves to live a better life. The pandemic shone a light on the imbalances we all were living, myself included, from skipping family dinners, running out the door to sports, not making family or ourselves a priority. I think many of us feel like the past year has allowed us to slow down and reprioritize our life. My hope is that you can listen to Diane's story and live through it. Find something that resonates with you and put yourself in her shoes. You will soon find out what shining light she truly is. So, welcome, Diane.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me today, Michelle, and asking me to be a part of this. I'm so excited and gave me a reason to do my hair today.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to ask you some questions. Just give us some authentic answers. First, I would love for you to tell us a bit about yourself.
Well, my name's Diane. I think you did a great introduction. I am wife to salon owner of Storm Hair Group. I am a Niagara family photographer and mama to two little boys, Jackson and Nico, ages 8 and 6. We keep busy. We like to be active. We love the beach. I love coffee and red wine. So that's kind of me in a nutshell.
Awesome. Awesome. So, what did your life look pre-COVID? Like, what was your day to day?
Okay, well, pre-COVID, that first of all, that seems like forever ago. Like it's hard to even imagine what that life was. But let's rewind even a year from now, from today. Like completely different lifestyle. I mean, I was getting ready for vacation, which is unheard of now. My husband just threw me an epic birthday party where we ate and drank and danced and hugged every single person. Again, not happening, right? I was super busy. Our kids were doing hockey 5 days a week, balancing both businesses as I do work for my husband as well and trying to manage my own. Super busy, on the go, like nonstop, but I've always lived like that. And I loved it. And I didn't know any other way of doing life that way.
Yeah. Awesome. Wow. I think we're all in the same boat, right? Like it would feel so long ago, but
Yeah.
yet it wasn't. It's only a year ago, and I feel like everyone's life just did a 180.
Yes, it's a complete life change. Like I said, like all those things wouldn't even happen now. Vacations, parties where you're hugging people,
I know.
on the go, doing all these things. Like life has completely changed. Some good, some bad, right?
Yeah,
Like it's about.
totally. So, were you active? Did you have a specific workout program? Because I know you're beautiful and you look like you're in shape.
Oh my God, I love you already. So we could be best friends. I've always been active in some form of some way. I've done it all. I mean, I've done, I've been a part of a gym. I've been on a running club. I've been in boxing. I've run a half marathon. I've done Tough Mudder. So I've kind of been always into something.
Mhm.
It changes depending on where I am in life, whether,
Yeah.
I something really vigorous and strength training, or if I felt like, you know what, my body needs some yoga right now and more of like, for my mind, body, soul. So I've always done something,
Mhm.
always looked very different. So pre-COVID, I was actually at the YMCA for a family membership because that's where I was. I needed something that could work for my family. I could bring my boys to swimming lessons and the kids program, and I could scoot upstairs and get a workout in. So that's where I was with my workouts pre-COVID.
Okay. All right. I like that. You kind of do what you're feeling. And, a lot of us get stuck, which I really try to promote, like just going with the flow and really listening to your body and always welcoming change. And I love that you said that because, like what happened, during a pandemic, like you had to pivot. I had to pivot online. I mean, change is inevitable. And if you welcome it, I think that is so much better for your mindset.
Exactly. And I mean, and that's where I think that you have to adapt to life,
Yeah.
depending on where my children were, it was like, okay, well, I can't get to the gym. I'll be running. Had a double runner stroller. I'd throw the kids
Me
in
too.
and I would go. And that's how I started running. As they got older, it was like, okay, let's get to the YMCA because they have kids programs.
Yeah.
So it just depends on where I was in life and how to fit it in, and exactly what my body needed at that time, right?
That's great. So how did you find your mental health during our first lockdown? Because I'm going to be honest, I kind of was in denial. I think a lot of us were. Like did studio renovations. I didn't really think it was going to last long. I thought, okay, 2 weeks after March break, like panic mode, like what am I going to do with my kids?
Right.
Like every parent. And then it went a month, and then 2 months, and then I was like, this is the long haul. So how do
Yes.
you feel like your mental health was surviving?
Survival mode. You just said it. It was
Yeah.
a complete survival mode, and I'll be honest. At the beginning, I didn't mind. We were kind of enjoying it. Like we took an early March break, so we were one of the lucky ones that got to go on our family vacation.
Mm.
Came back, and we're like, we literally landed from the airport in a different world, and we were like, "What's this with toilet paper?" Like we really had no idea what was happening. And my brother-in-law was buying us toilet paper, and I was like, "What's going on?" But anyways, heading back there, at first we were okay. We thought we had an extra week with our kids. My husband was cooking up these amazing dinners. We were drinking wine with our dinner every night because we just thought, oh, it's just another week.
Yeah. Yeah.
And weeks turned into months, and then it started getting a little scary because it wasn't the extra March break that we thought we were having fun with.
Yeah.
Now, like, okay, now it was the unknown, both having businesses, of unknown of when we were, this is our livelihood. Like, what are we going to do? My kids, missing their friends and not seeing their family. I was worried about everything.
Yeah.
So I've always been a positive person. I've always practiced gratitude. I have to say, like, I would think that I was okay and that these things didn't affect me. But now looking back, I can see that I totally was on a decline. Like
Yeah.
it definitely really affected me in many ways. It started with just cooking all these great dinners, but those great dinners are meant for Sunday dinners for a reason. You can't have Sunday dinner every night of the week. Those glasses of wine at dinner, well, those happened every night of the week. So I mean, I can definitely see where we kind of declined, like in our motivation, in workouts, with eating patterns, with sleeping patterns. All of those things kind of take an effect.
Yeah.
So it definitely affected me looking back.
I don't think you're alone. I really, even myself, at the beginning, like you said, it kind of was like a little refresher, when you own your own business, as myself and my husband, you kind of go. And our kids were in sports, and we had a toddler. So I was in your boat too. I was like, oh, this is kind of nice. Like I don't have to teach at night, or, and then it became like, okay, if I don't change, I won't have a business, or you know what I mean? Or I felt like I was dealing with post-traumatic, where it's like, I don't know when the end's gonna come, or like, do you know what I mean? I really, really understand where you're coming from. It's crazy. So what made you join the BALB community? How did you hear about it, and what made you join?
Well, I mean, by the time that I joined, I have to say, like, I was lacking all motivation. Like, I was doing nothing, and that isn't like me. And I guess it was because life started to open up again. So I went back to that busy, trying to get in work where I could, business where I could, and so the self-care went to the side. I wasn't really doing much working out. I tried to fit in runs here and there, but it was really lacking. One of your members, shout out to Sabrina, that posted like a selfie of her post workout. And of course, Sabrina has a rockin' body. She is, a mom, a business owner, everything else. So I thought it intrigued me. I thought, okay, if it works for her, like maybe this will work for me. But it's one of those things that I was scrolling, didn't take action with. And then I was talking to another girlfriend, Sandy, who is also a member, and she's on it. And I was like, wait a minute. Okay, I've heard about this a few times now. Like, maybe I need to look into this. So when I joined, I'm going to be honest, I didn't expect where I am now with you months later and loving it. I really was like, it's probably not going to work, but you know what? I'll do this 21-day option that you have. And worst case scenario, it's just going to give me a little push to kind of get back into something.
Yeah.
At the time, my husband had gone back to his gym, but I wasn't feeling comfortable yet to get into a gym environment with COVID and everything. I was just, but I've also done like Beachbody and all these things, and really thought this is not going to work. So no offense to you, but I didn't think that this would work. So I have to say, like, it really has worked for me, and I tell everyone about it.
Oh,
So
I love it.
joined, and it was thanks to, thanks to the social media, like,
Yeah.
and members for posting.
Awesome. Okay. That's, I love hearing these stories because I think everyone has this idea of what it's like. I mean, and I just promote fitness on every level. All right. If you are being active, I'm happy because in the grand scheme of things, I feel like our mental state and our physical state have to mesh. So whether you're working out with me or you're doing another program or you're running, as long as you're keeping moving, that makes me happy, like genuinely. But having you on board as one of our members is so fun because people don't know we've never met. We've never officially met till today, like face to face. I know we're on a computer, but I just feel like when Diane would write a message, like I would visualize her. I would be able to visualize her in front of me saying it. I could hear her voice saying it, even though I've never heard her. And honestly, like when I heard you today, I'm like, yes, like that's totally you. So you're definitely a positive light, and I'm really, really grateful that you are in our community. So thank you.
You honestly, like, I love everything about the community, and I think you had said, like, I loved the way that, like, when I said that I didn't think that it would work for me and I didn't expect to be like that, I loved the way that you promoted it. And it was about, like, just be active. Like, you know what? Don't try to push yourself. And if this movement is too hard, just dance, And I was like, at first I was like, oh, girl, I ain't dancing. And I'm like, that's right. I'm just going to dance it out right now because this is too hard or whatever, Or I loved that I've messaged you about it before, how you put it that, okay, we're doing these real life movements. So then you play with your kids and that you can, do these things. It's not, I'm not trying to enter any kind of bikini competition here. I just want to feel good and to be able to play hockey in the driveway with my kids and feel good about that. So I loved the way that you positioned it. And whenever, promoting you, I've always been like, she's real. Like, that's what I like about you, is because, I do Beachbody, and, to see these, like, I mean, you are perfect. And
no, I get it. I mean,
I think because you're a mom and you say, like, oh my God, I was up with my toddler last night and I'm still here. Or, like, you're just real life moments where these Beachbody people, like, I don't know, like, they're weighing their chicken and they're like perfectly, and I'm like, okay, these people weren't real to me, where you felt real. I was like, okay, she's a mom. She's laughing. She says, it's okay to have a glass of wine, just work harder on Monday.
Yeah.
That's what made me really love everything about you.
Thank you. I really do appreciate it. Okay, so I would love to know, what are some things that possibly surprised you about working out virtually? I know you said you did Beachbody, but did anything surprise you that you were able to stick with it?
Many things, I'll be honest. For starters, I am surprised that I feel a part of a community that I've never met. Like you just said, I'm surprised that, like, I celebrate when Mary Jo gets out of blue, and I've never met Mary Jo. Yay, Mary Jo! I've never actually met Mary Jo. I don't even know who she is, but when she makes her comments or jokes, I'm like, yes, you go, girl. So I'm surprised that I feel like a part of something and a community. I am surprised that it's working for me. Like, I feel like sometimes you could see me, like my kids have seen me working out and they're like, can she see you? And I'm like, and thank God for that, especially in step class or with the ball class. I'm so glad you can't see me. But you make these, mentioning things like, okay, make sure that, you position your body this way. And I was like, can she see me? Because I was totally needing that right now. That surprised me. I am surprised that going live is, I have changed my whole schedule because of you. When I looked up your community and your workouts, I was like, oh, damn, everything's at 6 a.m. and 5:50. Like, who the hell's getting up at this time? And I thought that is not going to work for me. But you know what? I'll join and I'll replay and I'll do that. I've only done one replay, and that was my very first class. My very first class was a replay. I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. put it on. And I'm telling you, in that one class, I could see how you were connecting with the people that were live. Not that you can't get that in replay,
Yeah.
but they were able to ask a question, or the jokes, or or to see all the heart rates up on the screen. I was like, okay, I want to be a part of that. I want to be a part of that. And that's what, I guess it's the accountability and that thing that works for me. So I thought, I'm going to try this. And I love my sleep, girl. Okay. I love my sleep. My husband was so surprised. And now I'm here months later, and my body's waking up on its own. And I like, when on the weekends, I let myself sleep in, and like it's a treat now. Right. But I love it. Like, I crave that. So I'm surprised that live is amazing, and that I'm getting up early, that I'm feeling a part of a community, and that you make note of all the things of positioning your body, or, those kind of tips throughout that I wouldn't think would work going virtually.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. Thank you. I mean, I love it. Like, a lot of people don't understand, so I don't see anyone. I only see myself looking at the screen. But like I
Right.
said, I think what works for me is I'm a very visual person, and I'm a people person. So I was very worried at the beginning how I would adapt to virtual, because I'm a hugger. I love you, let me give you a hug type person. And COVID put a damper on that. So when I look at the screen, although I'm looking at myself, I visualize everyone in front of me. And I feel like when you write a comment or you say good morning, like I'm talking to you in the physical form. So I love that you can feel that, because sometimes I'm like, I hope they know. And I just talk. And if someone were to videotape me, like, you're caught on camera, it looks like I went a little loony, because I'm like, and I'm like, okay, I'm talking to myself, but really I don't feel like I am.
But you're not, though, and I think that's what you do such a good job with, because like I said, like when you start dancing out, I'm there dancing with you. When you've been like high five, I'm literally there doing a high five,
That's
and
awesome.
I never would think that before, like at all. But you feel like you're a part of something. And
That's
I
great.
that sounds crazy, and maybe this is this new world that we're in, and I never expected it
Yeah.
to work and to be here, but here we are,
I'm
right?
so grateful. So do you enjoy working out at home?
I do now. I do. I didn't before. And again, during COVID, me and my husband were like Amazon. We bought it all. Like, we hung a punching bag. We got like everything. We bought it all and sat there. And like I said, I probably paid for Beachbody for months. Don't tell my husband. And did not use it. Like, we
Yeah.
ordered all this workout stuff. We had boxes coming every day, and it sat, because me and my husband we're the same. We're
Yeah.
people person. And I like the atmosphere of going to the gym and that sort of thing, and knowing people at the gym and having that chat. And so I didn't think that I would like working out at home. However, with COVID, like I said, I wasn't comfortable enough to go back to a gym.
Mm-hmm.
And today, I'm going to be honest, I don't think I can go back to a gym. I don't think I want to. Uh, the beauty of walking downstairs,
That's what it is. Yeah.
brushing my teeth, doesn't matter what I look like, walk downstairs and get it all in, walk back upstairs at 7 a.m., close my rings on my watch, and be home, and be able to start breakfast for my kids and lunches and things
Yeah.
like that. I remember when I started, and my husband had to go clear off his car, and I was like, see ya, I'm going downstairs, and I don't think I can, because now I'm even so used to, I get hot. So I work out just in my sports bra. And I'm like, if I go back to a gym, I'm going to have to wear a shirt. Like, I'm not, I know some people don't, but like, I'm not that girl to wear a sports bra and go work out at the gym, but
Oh my goodness, that's funny.
right.
Yeah.
Or one day I was wearing out like legit in like a Mickey Mouse t-shirt, and I would never even, where did I even get a Mickey Mouse t-shirt? I have no idea, but
Yeah.
I wore that and didn't care. So I actually love working out at home. You don't have to clean off your car.
Yeah.
You walk upstairs and you're ready for breakfast. It's amazing. Because I never would have been able to make a class at 6 a.m. at a gym. I
Yeah.
would never. Like,
And I
especially,
love it. And you know what? You're not alone, because it does surprise a lot of our members that, when I pose a question like, what is one thing that's worked for you? And they said convenience. Because a
yes.
lot of our members never imagined they would ever take a class online. When I
Yeah.
first went online, I think it was kind of like, oh, like I don't know what to expect of this lockdown, but I'm gonna try a couple. I was doing a lot of free classes, but they never, I think, before COVID would have gave it a good college try, and now they're realizing, oh my goodness, like I'm so much more productive. I'm so much more effective. I'm actually working out more. Like that was the thing. A lot of our members are working out way more because you really don't have a lot of excuses anymore.
Well, and yes, for sure. And the one thing is, like, when I was going to a gym, you'd have to factor in travel time. So like gym time was really a good 2 hours because you got to give your time to get to the gym, check in, get to your locker, work out, get out of the gym, get back. It's a 2 hour ordeal, right? And you don't always have time for that. We're
Exactly.
not at home. There's no excuse. Everything's there. And you make it so simple that you can do it on replay if you didn't want to go live.
Right.
Do it at any time that works for you.
I love it. I love it. I love that you're loving it. Okay, so what is something that the community aspect has given you? A lot of our, a lot of people always ask me, is it just fitness classes? Like, what is this accountability group? And when I first started, the accountability group came a little later. I was getting my bearings with online, but like I said, I wanted that connection. I wanted to be able to connect with my members and not just deliver fitness because I think sometimes we forget fitness is great and we need it, but if we're not servicing the mindset or your soul set, we really aren't giving a complete service check to your whole body. So I'm just so curious asking members, tell me what has really surprised you about the community element?
And I think you said it already. It's that connection. Like I said, I celebrate the success for Mary Jo, even though I haven't met her. I love that connection. And like I said, I love my sleep. And now you've made it so that you have to sign up for the class if you want to be on the HR, which is the heart rate.
Yes.
For people that aren't a part of that. And there's been times where I'm like, I want to press snooze. My bed is too comfortable. My youngest has crawled into my bed and it's way too cozy to leave right now. We've all had those moments, but I'm like, I have to, because I do not want that big fat blue zero with my name over top, saying that I'm not there. So, I mean, the accountability, the connection, all of those things. And even, I've now signed up with, have my sister signed up, and even that little bit of competitiveness, like some now, we'll text each other and be like, you did not get to orange today, So I think that connection, even with other members, and trying to, it's like being in a spin class, everyone's going hard and you're like, I'm dying, but I have to keep going because everyone's on the same page. Where on there, it's like, I felt like I have to keep going too, even though you don't see me, like, you don't know if I'm trying my hardest, but for that reason and that connection, I want to do harder. I want to push myself and I want to make it happen, for the group, even, right? For the success of everybody together.
It's so funny because I've come to terms that my heart rate will not get as high as everybody else. I'm like, I'm done trying. We have Apple Watches, a lot of our members, and a lot of them have invited me to their Apple Watch because I'm a newbie to Apple Watch back in September, and they invited me to about this ring thing. I had no clue. I'm just working out, and they're always beating me with their rings. I'm like, okay, I'm the fitness coach. They're always beating me, and I'm always like, man, you guys are so inspirational.
I love it. Well, now I'm going to have to add you to mine.
Oh, no. Oh, my God. I'm always at the bottom. But you know what? I love to celebrate everyone else's successes and just keep pushing you guys. Okay, this is so great. But I do have one question. Well, I have a couple more. But first one is, what is your favorite class? I'm dying to know.
Well, okay. Well, the thing is with you is that I've never done the same class twice, which is amazing. So kudos to you, because I can't say which is my favorite, because sometimes we'll do a class and I'm like, oh, this one, this was my favorite. And then the next day you do something else. And even if I'm not feeling it, like, oh, I'm not a ball person, or, then I'm like, that was awesome. This might be my new favorite. So beauty of you is that I've never done the same class twice, which is awesome. It never
Yes.
stagnant, like when I did Beachbody, it was like, oh, it's the same thing over and over, right? Like it's not like that. So people, if you're thinking like it's virtual, it's the same class over and over, like Tuesdays is going to be this and Wednesday, it's not like that at all. But if I have to say what I love, like I love step. Like I don't know if it's the 80s baby in me. I'm all about that step and the weights. When you combine the weights and the step,
Yes.
that's my jam. I absolutely love it.
Oh my
Like
goodness.
actually, where I work out is my office slash studio slash workout space now. There is like a bulkhead, and like I've put my weights right up. So now there's marks all over the. My husband's like, okay, so your instructor is going to pay for the painting in here because.
That's so funny. Okay, I love that. All right, last question. Last question. Now, what advice would you give someone who maybe is on the fence about starting out and they're just not sure if this could be the right fit for them?
Well, this is easy because I've just convinced my sister, and I've given my girlfriends your link and that sort of thing. And people always start off just the way I did, like just by saying, oh, well, you know what? I don't think virtual is going to work for me. Like that's not going to work. And I'm like, well, it does actually. I felt the same way. Well, you know what? 6 a.m. I am not waking up at 6 a.m. And I'm like, I had the same idea. I did not think that I would too. And here I am doing it. But I would say like it definitely works. I would give the advice to say, use the tools. You give all these great tools. And to be honest, like I've had other programs where they're like, oh, fill out this sheet. And I probably didn't. And, but the tools are there for the reason, and that it works and it helps you. And like I said to my sister, I said, like right now, for me anyway, I know everyone's life looks a little different right now, living this lockdown and pandemic. I'm like, but I thought, you know what, right now, there's no other excuse. There's no excuse right now. You have everything that you need in your home that you need for this.
Yeah.
There's no events happening. So it's not like, oh, well, I've got this event that I'm going to be eating or drinking for, so I'm going to do it after that. Like there's no excuse right now. So just get started and just do it. Use the tools because the tools are there for a reason. Like I print off your calendar. I print off the water intake, and I love scratching everything off. And right now in my workout space, I've left all the calendars up because seeing that and seeing that I'm months in, 5 days a week, scratching it off feels so good.
I love it.
Amazing. So thank you for providing all those tools.
Thank you. That's amazing. And I do keep my calendars too. I have calendars from the beginning. I'm like a nostalgic person. I'll keep everything, my kids' shirts.
But it's so good. It makes you feel so good. You're like, I've totally got this. And it's amazing to look back on all of your successes, right?
That's totally good. Thank you so much, Diane. You were such a light. I love you so much. I mean, this is the first time I've met you, but I know we're besties.
I know it's crazy. Like you said, like I do feel like I know you and that we're friends. And like I said, even I'm used to waking up to your face every day. You don't actually get to see mine, but I wake up with you every day and I start my day with you. And I thank you for everything because you built a really great program.
Thank you. And okay, everyone, you heard it for one of my members. She is as real as it comes. She's so positive. And if it can work for her, she's a full-time mom, full-time businesswoman, her and her husband's business. Like it can work for anyone. You just have to make the commitment to press play. That's it. You just got to start and everything else will fall into place. So thank you so much again, Diane, for coming on and chatting with me. I love it. And if you want to check out any of Diane's work, go to Facebook, Diane DeProphetis Photography, and you can check all her beautiful photos there. I'm sure she'll be booking a lot coming soon when things start to open up. Crossing my fingers. All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Michelle.
See ya.
Take care.